I'm Tony Brown. The illegal immigration crisis is proving one thing: all blacks don't think alike. My guest on this program is Dr. Carol Swain, a professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University and editor of Debating Immigration. Debating Immigration.
Yes.
It is, even by both sides of the spectrum, acknowledged as illegal immigration, and I'm distinguishing from immigration. The reason being that I don't find much debate in America over immigration. Americans generally agree that immigration is a good and healthy thing for the country and an American tradition. It is the illegal in front of immigration, or illegal aliens, that it has created the tempest in a teapot that Americans are really concerned about. So if I might, let's start with your book. You edited this book.
Yes.
And your particular chapter makes what point, and explain your point of view in this on the issue of immigration and illegal immigration.
Well, first of all, immigration is a new topic for me. I moved into that area because there were some issues that were not being addressed by the scholars doing research on immigration or by the mainstream politicians. I felt very strongly that African Americans were being negatively impacted. I kept waiting for the scholars, I kept waiting for the politicians to speak out, and nothing was happening. And so eventually, in 2005, I had a conference in which I brought together large numbers of people from different sides of the spectrum to discuss immigration. And at that time, I sought someone to write a chapter about the Black Caucus and immigration, and there were no takers. And so I wrote the chapter, and I looked at who represents African Americans when it comes to the immigration issue. And I concluded that it's certainly not the Black Caucus, that somewhere along the way, the Black Caucus lost its way or sold out the interests of black people. And they've taken a position that, that we're going to have this rainbow coalition, there's no one being harmed, all immigration is good, whether it's legal or illegal, and that's not true. There are some people that are being hurt. They're low-wage, low-skill Americans. Many of them are African Americans and Hispanics. Legal immigrants are being hurt as well as black.
Is wrong with breaking the law. Why does the nation need the rule of law? Why is it important that people obey the law? Why not have
a state of nature?
Sanctuary cities.
Let's just have a state of nature.
Okay.
And just let everyone be a law unto themselves. I mean, it seems like when it comes to certain groups of people, that's what they want. I mean, if you don't have laws, and if you don't respect laws, and if you don't enforce your own laws, then you risk chaos.
You're a professor of law, aren't you?
Well, I'm a professor of political science and secondary.
In a law school.
Right, okay.
At Vanderbilt University.
Yes, and
so it's supposed the President of the United States, President George W. Bush, decided that he did not want to enforce the laws of the United States, the immigration laws.
And it started before him. Like, we have winked at it for so long, and the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, became bolder and bolder and bolder.
Well, we had
to
an
the point,
amnesty under President Reagan.
And we said we'd never do it again.
And we grew from 3 million to 12 to 20.
That's because as soon as we thought there were 3 million in 1986, and 7 million showed up to claim the benefit. We say there's 12 million now. And if the government says 12 million,
one major
you know it's
report
probably
says
double.
20.
I know, I'm saying if the government says 12, last time they said 3 and 7 showed up. So we can bet it's more than that. It's probably double the government estimate. And of course, every time there's an amnesty, it encourages people to hope for the next one. The number of people that are trying to enter illegally sort of skyrockets as soon as you mention amnesty.
Well, you don't really need amnesty if you have open borders.
No,
I mean, if you don't have to have a law if you just open the border and people come across, if that's not an amnesty program, I don't know what it is.
Well, they're also saying, well, these people are poor, they're trying to feed themselves,
They
but they
are.
don't have that sympathy
And
for
you know,
people that
you are-
go out and commit crimes.
You are right on the money, which is why I don't know one person who is sane who dislikes the illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, whatever one calls them, who come here for a better way of life. I have not met one of them that I don't like and don't care for.
Oh, no, we have compassion for all human beings.
All human beings. However, when 20 million come, one must make decisions not related to the character of an individual in a group, but to the ability. For example, if I have an automobile and I can hold 5 people in the automobile, if 20 people come, I have to tell 15 people I don't have room.
That's right.
Not because I don't like the other 15. I just don't have room in the car. I love you. You're a nice person, Dr. Swain. I just don't have any more seats. You're number 6. And if you're running a country, you have a finite resources for schools. You have finite resources for education schools. You have finite resources for jobs. You have finite resources for health care. You don't have an infinite resource, so everyone in the world who's a nice, hard-working person can join your country.